captains for tonight's game. For Latrobe, number 24, Reese Buseler. For 55, Caleb Dominic. Number 71, Trent Holler. And number 79, Trey Sweeney. For Penn Hills, number 4, Dante Cephas. Number 10, Devin Best. Number 12, Hollis Mathis. And number 53, George Raven. Number 34, Nate Stemmerich on the return. Penn Hills recovers the fumble. Anthony Grimes on the carry for Penn Hills. That play results in a Penn Hills first down. Tackled by Zachary Williams.
Yeah.
From Uhas McGinley Stadium, it's the Penn Hills Indians and the Latrobe Wildcats finally getting on the air. We apologize for the technical problems, but the Indians getting on the board here early. They kicked off to the Latrobe Wildcats, who fumbled on the kickoff. Indians recovered at the 31-yard line. 2 plays, Tank Smith, a 21-yard run. Kick is good. The Indians are now up 7-0 over Latrobe here in the first quarter. 11:39 to go, just 21 seconds in to this tonight's contest. Tonight's game on the Penn Hills Indians and Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you in part by Mr. Water Heater. Keeping water hot for over 40 years. Call 1-800-MR-W. Premier Medical Associates. Find them at premiermedicalassociates.com. Cliff Milowicki Physical Therapy in the Water Dam Plaza in McMurray. Call them at 724-941-7070. AmandaLeeGlassware.com in Oakmont. And Sebbar Mixall Inc. for all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. Call them at 241-0195. This game and internet broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the Penn Hills Indian Sports Network audience. Any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the WPIAL, the Penn Hills Indian Sports Network, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network is strictly prohibited. The Indians kicking off for the second time here in this opening quarter.
Zachary Williams on the return for Latrobe.
That'll be Zach Williams will return it. And Latrobe will get the ball starting at their own 29-yard line. Indians, the number 2 seed in the WPIL playoffs on this side of the bracket. Indians coming into tonight's contest with a record of 10-0. Latrobe Wildcats getting into the playoffs hot as of late. They needed to win several games to make it in, and they did. We'll go over some brackets there in a little while. Latrobe will have a first down across the 40, out close to the 44-yard line. Zachary Williams on the keeper. I'll pick up about 15 yards and a first down for the Wildcats. Wildcats a little shell-shocked here early as, again, they fumbled the opening kickoff, and it took the Indians 2 plays to go 31 yards, and they lead 7-0 here early at Penn Hills. Indians in the red helmets, red jerseys, gold pants. Latrobe all white with the black helmets. Williams again gets tripped up. Excuse me, that's not Williams. That's Brandon Crosby. Gets tripped up after he picks up a couple. Armand Gustav with the tackle for Penn Hills. And that'll be a second down and 8. The Indians in their new Adidas uniforms. You see the jerseys they're wearing now. This is the first game they've worn them this season. Indians opened their home season against Latrobe right here at Penn Hills. The Indians came away with a 50-13 victory. Williams will go in motion, but the penalty flag will come in. They're going to call an offsides against the Indians. And that'll bring up a second down and about 3 for the Wildcats. Latrobe's going to give it right back. The receiver to the near side. Flinched. Officials caught it. Indians pointed it out. And they're going to give that 5 right back. Going to go back to a second down and 7.
Illegal procedure.
Rock maybe a yard. Boswell will stuff him. And that'll be third down, and we'll call it about long 6, short 7 for the Latrobe Wildcats. Winner of this contest will play the winner of the Upper St. Clair McKeesport game going on. Try to update you with scores as we can. Don't forget at halftime, join Dawn Rebel on the Trib Live halftime scoreboard show. This one intended for Crosby, deep, incomplete. Now to bring up a 4th down for the Wildcats. Hardy at his own 25-yard line. Looks for some room to run, and Latrobe does a nice job of covering, only about 3 yards, and the Indians' offense will get back onto the field with 8:59 to go here in the first quarter and a 7-0 lead over the Wildcats. Indians' last drive began at the Latrobe 31-yard line. They'll start this one at their own 28. Topek coming to the near side.
Derek Topek on the carry.
Latrobe does a nice job to cover. Topek will lose a yard. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 for the Indians. Indians with trips to the near side. Grimes will go in motion. He'll be the decoy on the option. And Latrobe covers that one nicely. Trent Haller with the tackle for the Wildcats. They drop back to the 21-yard line. Loss of 6. Indians will have a 3rd and 17. Haller put Mathis down and then just kind of stood over him. Mathis, straight drop, looks downfield, has a man. And just a bit far for Cephas. Had one-on-one coverage. The Indians are going to go 3 and out. They're going to bring on the punting unit. Like some words being exchanged between Tank Smith and Trey Sweeney. Nothing comes of it. And Andy Plowden will drop back for the Indians to kick. Mathis goes in motion right to left. Plowden will get the kick away. High and short. I don't know if they got a hand on it or not. It will take a Latrobe bounce. And Tank Smith will down it at the Indian 40-yard line. So Latrobe Wildcats are going to catch a break here, start with great field position at the Penn Hills 40-yard line. They trail 7-0 with 7:28 to go here in the opening quarter. Thanks for joining us here. It's on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Trib Live High School Sports Network with coverage of every WPIAL playoff game being played tonight. It's being played. The Trib has somebody there. The Indians are lining up off sides. Fortunately for them, they didn't get called for it, so they did drop back. Williams will be held for no gain. And Jordy Boswell, the Indians' leading tackler, who happens to be everywhere on defense for the Indians, makes the tackle. Central Catholic with an early 6-0 lead over Seneca Valley. Williams comes in motion to the near side. They fake the jet to him. And Tank will come up and sack Brandon Crosby. Crosby tried to option to the right on the quarterback keeper. And Tank came up and stopped the sweep. Drop him for a loss of 2, and it'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Wildcats. So tries to set up the screen too high. for A.J. Rock, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Crosby pass. Incomplete. 4th down.
Nice high booming kick by Latrobe. Fair catch called for and made at the 14-yard line by Daquan Hardy. 5:59 to go, first quarter. Penn Hills 7, Latrobe nothing. You are watching the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Indians 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Tight formation. They'll jet sweep this way. Hardy looking for a block out front. Has Tank, who levels a nice block to release Hardy up the sideline. Hardy across the 50, the 40. It's a foot race, and they're not going to catch him. Daquan Hardy, 86 yards, and the Indians up by 13. Indian scoring drive, 1 play, 86 yards. Touchdown coming with 5:46 to go here in the opening quarter. The Indians now up 13-0. A.J. Collins will come on to try the point after. Anthony Grimes to hold. And A.J.'s kick is up and good. 5:46 to go, first quarter. Penn Hills 14, Latrobe nothing. You are watching the WPIAL playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Latrobe loses the handle on the kickoff, and they'll get it out across to the 25-yard line. Stemmeritz on the return. A group of Indians with a tackle. Cameron Hopkins comes in to add a little oomph at the end. Dante Pollard will get credit for the tackle, and the ball will be placed at the 26-yard line of the Latrobe Wildcats. Braden Crosby is going to be sacked. He's going to be brought down by, fortunate for the Indians not to get a flag call. It was almost a horse collar tackle, but Crosby is going to be dropped for a 3-yard loss. I believe it was Armand Gustav. The Indians up by 14. The Indian defense is just going to be teeing off at this point. Crosby will pitch back to Williams. And Williams get across the 30 to the 32-yard line. He brought down by Andy Plowden.
Tackled by Akeem.
A penalty flag. A personal foul against the Indians. I gave Latrobe their first. Their second first down of the game. There's a face mask call. They'll move the ball out to the 47-yard line. Williams picked up 9 on the play, and then he'll tackle on the 15 after the penalty. A.J. Rock out to the 50-yard line.
A.J. Rock on the carry.
So go from the 47 to the 50.
Jordy Boswell.
Picks up 3 and making the tackle, none other than Jordy Boswell. Giske up 13-0 over Gateway, the top seed on the other side of the bracket. Rock again tries to find the lane right side. Does. Barrels his way close to the first down marker. He'll be about a yard short. Be about another 6 yards for Rock. It'll be 3rd and a yard for the Wildcats. Dylan Bennett making the tackle for the Wildcats. You mentioned Gateway up 13-0. They'll play the winner of Bethel Park Franklin Regional. Winner of this game, there's no picnic next week. Winner of the McKeesport Upper St. Clair matchup. Latrobe fakes a jet sweep, throws over the field, and had a man behind the defense, but Dante Cephas gets the ball up and bats it away.
Incomplete.
It's intended for Tucker Nupp.
Dante Cephas.
Nupp was there, but Cephas put out that big lumbering frame over, jumped up, batted the ball down. And it'll be 4th and a yard for Latrobe. I believe we'll keep the offense on the field. Why not? It's the playoffs. You're down 14-0. You need to do something here. They're going to keep Brandon Crosby in the shotgun. And it'll be Rock. Rock plows ahead, gets the first down. Needed 1, got 2. And that's a first down for the Wildcats. Thanks, Smith, on the tackle for the Indians.
Tank Smith. Play results in a Latrobe first down.
Crosby in trouble, and he's going to be sacked by Jordy Boswell. Back at the 45-yard line. They're going to mark him inside the 45. Where are they going to give him progress to? They're going to give him the 46. That's an 8-yard loss for the Wildcats. Brandon Crosby just had nowhere to go. Boswell just appeared out of nowhere, it seemed. So it's a 12-yard loss. 2nd and 22 for the Wildcats. They're going in the wrong direction. Williams comes in motion this way. Crosby looks, throws, underneath, has a man. And out of bounds at the 48-yard line goes Alex Stemmerich.
Crosby pass complete to Alex Stemmerich. Tackled by Dylan Bennett. Down.
It'll bring up 3rd and long. Franklin Regional on top of Bethel Park 14-0. Upper St. Clair 7-0 over McKeesport. A couple of 5A scores. Franklin Regional started off all ball busters at the beginning. They're up, I think, 6-0. And then they ran into the buzzsaw of Gateway, McKeesport, and Penn Trafford. Crosby keeps it himself inside the 40, inside the 35. Wrapped up, brought down by Rick Martin. He'll be close to the first down. I may give it to him at the 32-yard line.
Tackled by Richard Martin. Play results in a Latrobe first down.
And it is good enough for a first down. 18 yards on the pickup for Crosby. Like he was running for his life, and he managed to pick up the first down. And the Wildcats' new life at the 32-yard line. Rock inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. That's 5.
Rock on the carry. Tackle by Andy Allen.
Rock again, why not? I bet he'll get stuffed for no gain.
Rock on the carry.
Jordy Boswell and Roland Phillips on the tackle for the Indians. And the Wildcats will be looking at a 3rd and 5. Under 30 seconds, clock running here in the opening quarter. 14-0 Penn Hills here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. So Latrobe going to let the clock wind down. They are. They're going to take this to quarter number 2. After 1 quarter of play, the score, Penn Hills Indians 14, the Latrobe Wildcats nothing. You are watching the WPIAL playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. 7. Latrobe with the 3rd and 5 as quarter number 2 begins here. Latrobe now moving left to right. Decked out in the all whites. Williams will come in motion. Jet sweep this way. They'll fake it. Crosby tries to find some blocks. Goes left side. A little hesitant. He should have just taken off and went. Cephas will make the tackle after pick up of about 3. He had some room to the outside. But he was following his blockers. And the Indians closed quickly. And it's 4th and about 2. Rock will have the first down inside the 20. Wrapped up at the 18-yard line.
Rock on the carry.
George Freeman on the tackle for the Indians.
First down.
Crosby keeps it himself, runs into a wall close to the 15-yard line. And we'll go down at the 14.
Crosby on the keeper. Tackle by Devin.
Devin Best to tackle for the Indians. Drive for the Wildcats began back at their own 26-yard line. With 5:46 to go in the first. Long drive here. Clock running, 10:15 to go here in the first half. Penn Hills up 14-0. Williams from the Wildcat runs this way. And the Indians give up nothing there. Tank Smith will tackle back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2. Crosby looked like he wanted to throw it, tucked it under because there was nowhere for him to go, and he'll be dropped back at the 18-yard line, be sacked on a loss of 2. And now it'll be 4th and 10 for the Wildcats.
Crosby sacked by Jaden Terry. 4th down.
Latrobe's going to try a 25-yard field goal. Nathan Clare, 35-yard field goal. We'll kick it from the 25. And the Indians jump off sides. Jordy Boswell trying to anticipate the snap. Now it's going to try the field goal. Now it's going to be a 30-yarder. Latrobe needs to come away with some points on this drive. They're down to the Penn Hills 12-yard line. Jacob Berkey will hold. Kick is up. And it just goes off to the left.
The kick is no good.
So the score remains Penn Hills 14, Latrobe nothing. 8 minutes even remains here in quarter number 2. And they should get the ball at their own 20-yard line.
Not only can you get programs at the Booster booth, but tonight they have hot sausage, turkey sausage, and wings available at the Booster booth.
And the Indians will break one. Tank Smith inside the 30. Stays on his feet inside the 10. 5. Touchdown. Penn Hills Indians. Tank Smith.
Penn Hills, touchdown.
Smith's second touchdown of the game. Indians go up 20-0. Took Tank 7 seconds to go the 80 yards. A.J. Collins to try the point after. Indians are going to go for 2. Did they make it in? No, they did not. Score remains Penn Hills 20, Latrobe nothing. 7:53 to go here in quarter number 2. 80-yard run by Tank Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stop by the Cheerleaders Fry Shack tonight. Free bacon on all your fries at the Cheerleaders Fry Shack.
Woodland Hills up 7-0 on Mars in the second quarter. Anthony Meredith, a 57-yard touchdown run for the Wolverines. Kickoff bounces at the 23-yard line, picked up by Williams at the 20. And he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Zachary Williams on the return.
Like Trey Tyson with the tackle for the Indians.
Tackle by Armand Gustav the third.
Rock stuffed at the line of scrimmage. First man to hit him was Eddie McKissick.
Rock on the carry.
He'll lose a yard.
Tackle by Steven Fielder.
Williams goes in motion, but a whistle blows. The Indians call timeout.
Latrobe.
Now Latrobe uses a timeout. 7:15 to go here, first half. Penn Hills 20, Latrobe nothing. You are watching the WPIAL playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
To be an official sponsor of the WPIAL. For our work with the local high schools, we provide financial education to students.
Class of 79. Latrobe tries to set up the screen. Raw catches it, and the Indians are right there. They'll pick up no gain.
Crosby pass. Complete to Rock.
Plowden and Thompson on the tackle for the Indians.
Tackle by Allende Parker. Down.
No gain, 3rd and 11 now for the Wildcats. Crosby rolls this way, looks, throws downfield, and he short hops his man on the near side. That was Nate Stemrich.
Crosby pass. Incomplete. Intended for Stemrich.
What a dagger to Latrobe. They missed the field goal in the Indians' first play. Tank goes 80 yards. Nice long drive by Latrobe Wildcats for that Indian touchdown.
Nathan Clare back to punt for Latrobe.
17 plays, and they come up empty. Clare will kick for Latrobe. Caught on the near side. Hardy inside the 40, loses a man, tries to get tripped, but they miss him. Hardy inside the 20. Hardy 10-5, touchdown. Penn Hills, Daquan Hardy. On the punt return, and the Indians up 26-0. Touchdown coming with 6:14 to go here in the first half. And there's an injured Indian on the field. We'll take a timeout. 6:14 to go, first half. Penn Hills 26, Latrobe nothing. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. He's being attended to on the sidelines by Dr. Robert Crossy from Premier Medical Associates. And class of 83. Indians try the point after the kick, up and good.
The extra point.
6:14 to go here in quarter number 2. Penn Hills 27, Latrobe nothing. You're watching the WPIAL playoffs here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The military, performing arts and clinics, hospitals and physician offices.
A.J. Collins kick high, short, taken at the 25-yard line. Dakota Morrison looks for somewhere to go, and he'll get out to the 36.
Morrison on the return. In conclusion, for more information about PATS or the athletic training profession, please visit gopats.org.
Latrobe keeps it on the ground, squirts this way across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's Zach Williams, their playmaker. About 5 yards for Williams. McKeesport and Upper St. Clair now tied. There's a couple there for the Wildcats. Rock goes into a pile. And Latrobe will be looking at a 3rd and 3. Hardy's touchdown, 73 yards on the punt return. Rock again, and he dives ahead, gets across the, well, gets to the 45. He's going to be about a half-yard short. See what Latrobe wants to do. Well, Latrobe's going to go for it. Why not? So just pound the rock with rock. They need to get to the 46-yard line. They're going to try to draw the Indians off is what they're doing. And Latrobe will call a timeout and bring on the punting unit. Timeout coming with 4:13 to go in the first half. The Indians are up 27-0. Yeah, the Indians get the kickoff to start half number 2 because Latrobe fumbled the opening kickoff. Penn Trafford up 13-0 over North Hills. West Allegheny 6-0 over Shaler. Now it's 10-0 over Shaler. A lot of updates on the scoring here. Gateway 22-0 over Kiski. Woodland Hills 7-0 over Mars. That's another one. Woodland Hills, that's the one team nobody wanted to play in the first round, a team that can make some noise. And right now they're on top of the number 4 seed, Mars Fighting Planets, 7-0. Upper St. Clair and McKeesport tied at 7. Franklin Regional 21-14 over Bethel Park. Latrobe does try to go for it on 4th down. And Brandon Crosby gets sacked back at the 37-yard line. Loses 8. Jordy Boswell with the tackle. The Indians get the ball with 4:07 to go here in the first half at the Latrobe 37-yard line. Indians from the pistol keep it on the ground. Big hole right side on the move is the Indy Parker. And Parker will give the Indians a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Indy Parker with the carry. That play results in a Penn Hills.
1st and goal coming with 3:59 to go here in the first half. The question is, if the Indians go into the end zone here, do you go for 2 and try to get to the 35 level? You don't want to rub it in, but you would like to get that running clock. And the Indians do get the ball to start half number 2, so I'd probably just bring on A.J. Collins and kick, but the Indians need to get into the end zone first. Parker again to the 6-yard line. Trent Holler to the tackle for the Wildcats. I think at this point the Indians will look to try to chew up as much clock as they possibly can before putting it into the end zone, but it is 2nd and goal, so you only have so many plays here. Tank to Mathis's left. Parker deep in the pistol. It's going to be Parker again. The Indians are feeding it to him. He'll get close to the goal line. Does he make it in? Ball comes out. The officials roll him down at the 1-yard line. 5 yards for Parker.
Parker on the carry.
So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Tackled by Paul Simonovich.
Tank Smith now deep in the pistol behind Mathis with Parker to Mathis's right. And it'll be Parker again. Parker, does he get in? Yes, he does. Indy Parker, 1 yard, touchdown run. Indians go up 33-0 with 2:32 to go here in the first half. And it looks like the Indians are going to keep the offense on the field. Then in week 1, the Indians were 50-13 victors over the Wildcats right here at UHAS McGinley Stadium. Tank Smith coming left, looking for somewhere to go. Latrobe closes, but Tank gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. 2:32 to go. First half, the score, Penn Hills 35, Latrobe nothing. You are watching the WPIAL playoffs here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. The Indians do get the 2-point conversion, so barring any scoring from Latrobe here in what remains of half number 1, we'll have a running clock in the second when we come out for the second half. A.J. Collins kick taken at the 21-yard line. And Williams wrapped up, brought down by Noel Roach at the 40.
Zachary Williams on the return.
Crosby rolling to his left. Chased, hit, and he'll be sacked. And roll him down. Tried to get rid of it, but Sequoia Featherstone will sack him at the 27-yard line, a loss of 13.
Sacked in the backfield by Sequoia Featherstone.
Clock under 2 minutes and running. And coming up at halftime, we're just going to be showing the bands. So you see the Penn Hills and Latrobe area marching bands. You can go elsewhere on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join Don Rebel for all the halftime scores. Crosby will keep it himself. Rick Martin will come up to make the tackle after Crosby picks up 7.
Crosby on the keeper. Tackled by Richard Martin.
That'll be a 3rd down now for the Wildcats. Indians not using their timeouts here to stop the clock. They do have all 3 left. They're not looking to try to get the ball back.
3rd down.
Crosby rolls this way. And a pass out of bounds.
Crosby pass incomplete.
Coming up a 4th down for the Wildcats. There's a flag on the play. Against Latrobe, the Indians will decline. Flag back about where you would call holding. And that's what it is. And the Indians do indeed decline.
The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Indians will let this one hit and roll. It stays in bounds. And we'll go dead at the 12-yard line. 31 seconds remain in the half. Indians will have it at the 12. I don't think the Indians take a knee and take it to the locker room. Indians do take a knee, and they're going to take this one to the locker room. We'll let the clock wind out. After one half of play, the score, Penn Hills 35, Latrobe nothing. Second half action coming your way next. You are watching the WPIAL playoffs here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Second half action about to get underway here at UHAS McGinley Stadium with the score Penn Hills 35, Latrobe nothing. Indians got on the board early. Tank Smith a 21-yard touchdown. Latrobe fumbled the opening kickoff, which gave the Indians great field position at the 31. It took them 2 plays. Daquan Hardy also scoring on a long touchdown run, 86 yards. Tank Smith an 80-yard run. Hardy a 73-yard punt return, and then Yindy Parker a 1-yard touchdown run. We'll check some individual stats here following the kickoff. And Tank Smith will return it across the 45.
Tank Smith on the return.
We pushed out about the 46-yard line. Tank Smith, a big first half for the Indians, had 2 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's the first time tonight Tank had been tackled. Hardy, 1 carry, 86 yards. Yindy Parker, 4 for 38. Rushing-wise for Latrobe, A.J. Rock, 8 carries, 22 yards. Zach Williams, 7 for 19. Brandon Crosby, the quarterback, 11 carries, 8 yards. A lot of that is due to a number of sacks, which count against his rushing yards. Jordy Boswell. After pick up about 4, pushed out of bounds. Indians there will be a running clock here in the second half as the score is 35-0. So things went downhill from the opening kickoff for Latrobe, and they've been having trouble getting back into it. Passing-wise, Crosby 2 of 7 for 5 yards. Mathis 0 of 1. Boswell loses the football, picked up by the Indians. Rick Martin, who will have it for an Indian first down.
Boswell on the carry.
And a fortuitous roll for the Indians. I thought maybe could have possibly called Boswell down. The ball squirted out. Martin picked it up and was able to fall ahead for the Indian first down. And the winner of tonight's contest will take on the Upper St. Clair McKeesport winner. That game going on at McKeesport at this moment. Mathis will throw over the middle. Has a man. Cephas behind the defense. He's gone. Touchdown, Penn Hills.
Touchdown,
Touchdown coming with 10:09 to go here in the third quarter. Indians now up 41-0. Collins will try the point after. Low snap. The Indians are going to have to shoot the fire into the end zone. And Snell unable to come up with it. Score remains Penn Hills 41, Latrobe nothing. 10:09 to go here in the third quarter. You are watching the Wpial playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Woodland Hills still up 7-0 over Mars in the third quarter. Collins kick bounces at the 25, picked up by Williams at the 20, looks for somewhere to go. The Indians close on him quickly and will bring him down after short return. Stephen Fielder with the tackle for the Indians. Latrobe will start at their own 27-yard line. Again, the clock is running. The Indians up 41-0. Gateway was up 49-0 at halftime over Kiski. Rock looks for a lane left side. I'll drag Indians across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Pickup of about 4. Indians already starting to get some of the clean jerseys in, so to speak. Clareton up at the halftime, 20-17. Clareton in a battle. Crosby keeps this way, forced out of bounds by Tank Smith. We'll give him a yard. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. Pass picked off left side, and the Indians are going to return it for a touchdown. Is that Yindy Parker? No, the 6 looks like that's William Steele. He just stepped right in front of Crosby's pass. And it was a clear sailing to the end zone. And the kick is up and blocked. So it remains Penn Hills 47, Latrobe nothing.
The extra point is no good. The score is now Penn Hills 47.
Crosby laid that one out in the flat, and Steele took it to 35 yards to the end zone for the Penn Hills touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, stream even more on all your devices with Xfinity Internet, the fastest speeds in Pittsburgh. Learn more at xfinity.com/XFI.
Clock is running, going under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Indians up 47-0. Indians will be moving on in the WPIL playoffs, barring a complete and total collapse. Short kickoff taken at the 36-yard line. And that's Rock, who'll be brought down after return of about 2.
A.J. Rock on the return. Tackled by Jawan Brown. The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. To learn more, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Jet sweep left. And Zachary Williams be close to a first down. The late flag will come in. Look like a horse collar tackle. It's going to be a 9-yard pickup. We're going to check the flag, see if it's going to be tacked on 15 at the end of the play.
Face mask, Penn Hills.
That will give Latrobe a first down in Indian territory. At the 37-yard line. Rock with about 2 yards. Andy Plowden on the tackle for the Indians.
Tackle by Andy Plowden.
Landon Carnes keeps it himself.
Crosby on the keeper.
And Carnes gets down to the 31-yard line, picks up 4.
Tackled by Brent Fox.
There's going to be a timeout on the field. I think things are starting to get a little chippy out there. Anyway, 4:46 to go, third quarter. Penn Hills 47, Latrobe nothing. You are watching the WPIAL playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Following the timeout, 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. Carnes still in a quarterback for the Wildcats. Moving on the line, nothing called. Rock close to a first down.
Rock on the carry.
Looks like he'll be just short. It'll be 4th and a yard.
Tackled by Andy Plowden. And Brent Fox. 4th down.
As I saw on the McKeesport, Upper St. Clair was tied at 7. And it looks like Rock is going to be stuffed short of the first down. Yes, he will be. No gain. Latrobe will turn the ball over on downs. The Indians take over with 3:56 to go here in the third quarter. And we'll have it at their own
Takes over on down.
28-yard line. Oh, we got a late flag on the play here.
Flag on the field.
Unsportsmanlike against Latrobe. So now to move the ball out to the 43-yard line.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Latrobe.
I understand Latrobe being a bit frustrated, down 47-0. Will be the final game for their seniors. Oh snap, penalty flag comes in. They call this one against the Indians.
Illegal procedure, Penn Hills.
The Indians ranking 5th along the all-time school appearances in the playoffs in the WPIAL. With 35, they trail 4th place Upper St. Clair with 37. The leader all-time, Wpial with 42 appearances. That steal for a pickup of about 4.
Donnie Blue on the carry.
Eddie McKissick in at quarterback for the Indians. And Yindy Parker deep behind McKissick. And it'll be Yindy, looks for somewhere, tries to bounce to the outside, wrapped up by the feet, and will be held for no gain. Brady Johnson, a tackle for the Wildcats, and it'll be 3rd and 11. Peters Township up 7-0 over Armstrong last we saw. Single setback is Donnie Blue behind McKissick. And the Indians used too much time.
Delay of game. Penn Hills.
Rides the clock down to 1:53. It begins running here in the 3rd quarter. McKissick rolling to his right, looks to throw downfield, has a man, is a pass caught? It is at the 49-yard line. Like Dante Pollard coming up with it, a pickup of 12.
McKissick pass complete to Pollard.
The Indians will be well short of the first down.
4th down.
Plow's kick is blocked. It's picked up by the Wildcats, And they'll be set up at the 25-yard line. Trey Sweeney
The Penn Hills punt is blocked.
picked it up for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats will start in Indian territory with 39 seconds to go. Plowden could have picked it up and taken off with it.
By Trey Sweeney.
Williams cuts this way. Inside the 20, spins, brought down at the 14-yard line. Akeem Snell will finally wrap him up after a pickup of 11.
Akeem Snell. Your score after 3
And
quarters.
that'll do it. After 3, the score, Penn Hills 47, Latrobe nothing. You're watching the WPIAL playoffs here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Carnes gets inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Landon Carnes on the carry.
He'll pick up 5. Indians coming into tonight's game with 2 straight shutouts, taking another one into quarter number 4 here. I'm sure the Indians would like to keep that goose egg. Williams comes in motion this way. Carnes fakes a jet sweep, keeps it himself, gets towards the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Latrobe Wildcats.
Touchdown. Latrobe. Landon Carnes in the carry.
Landon Carnes from 9 yards out ends the Indians' scoreless streak. Touchdown coming with 11-11 to go here in quarter number 4. Kick is up and good. 11-11 to go. Fourth quarter. Penn Hills 47, Latrobe 7. You are watching the WPIAL playoffs here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Woodland Hills up 14-0 over Mars. As I said, that's a team nobody wanted to play in the first round. Tank from the 14-yard line. Sutter step, looks, tries to find a lane, does. Across the 30, cuts back to the far side, across the 30, 35, 40. Tank Smith, spin move, still on his feet, crosses the 50, comes to the near side, will not be tackled, finally goes down at the Latrobe 40-yard line. Wow.
Smith on the return.
Rushing tonight, Tank Smith, 2 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns.
With the tackle.
Donnie Blue tries to find a lane up the middle. It's maybe a yard to the 41-yard line.
Carry.
So Woodland Hills takes a 14-0 lead into the fourth quarter
The tackle.
over the 4th-seeded Mars Fighting Planets. I had Mars making a run for it if they could have gotten by Woodland Hills in the first round. And I said, don't be surprised if Woodland Hills makes a run. Remember, some pundits said they weren't going to win a game this year. And Woodland Hills got themselves into the playoff, and it looks like they're going to make some noise. McKissick keeps it, comes this way. Fakes the option. McKissick inside the 35. We have an Indian first down at the 30-yard line.
Tackle by Mitch. That play results in a Penn Hills first down.
Blue again comes to the near side, cuts it back up inside the 25, inside the 20, down about the 18-yard line. We'll mark him at the 19. Tackle made by the Wildcats, Jeff Jones.
Blue on the carry.
About 11 yards for Blue. So a beautiful night for football here on the 2nd of November in 2018. Blue gets inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line.
Johnny Blue on the carry.
Thunders his way ahead. Mitch Tryon the tackle for the Wildcats.
Mitch Tryon on the tackle.
And the clock will roll under 8 minutes to go here in quarter number 4. Blue gets called to the 10-yard line. Looks like it's going to be good enough for a first down. No, they're going to call him just short, they said.
Tackle by Jeff Jones.
McKissick, flushed, sacked back at the 20-yard line. Loses 10 on the third down play.
McKissick sacked on the play.
So on the 3rd and 1, it's now going to be a, so we lose 9, it'll be a 4th and 10. And Indians will let the clock continue to run. I'm going to milk that play clock. McKissick fakes the blue. Now he's flushed out of his pocket. Looks, he's going to put one up towards the end zone. And it's caught for a touchdown. Dante Pollard with the reception. I don't see any flags, so we're going to go with the 20-yard reception. Penn Hills now up 53-7. Touchdown coming with 6:06 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Indy Parker gets in from 2 yards out. The score now, Penn Hills 55, Latrobe 7, 6:06 to go. Here in quarter number 4, you are watching the WPIAL playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. I'm going to go with our player of the game with Daquan Hardy. The punt return, long touchdown run. And kicking off for the Indians is Jaden Terry. Terry just kicked would be taken at the 24-yard line. Looking for somewhere to go is Ramon Hernandez. And Hernandez will go down at the 32-yard line.
Raymond Henderson on the return. Tackled by Cameron.
6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Upper St. Clair and McKeesport still knotted at 7. Winner of that contest will take on the Penn Hills Indians at a site to be determined. 16-round playoffs. They should just let the top seeds first 2 rounds at home. Save a lot of the work in finding sites. And around Ramon Hernandez this way. It's close to the 40-yard line.
Henderson on the carry.
It's brought down by Steele. It's going to be Ramon Henderson.
Tackled by William Steele.
8 yards for Ramon Henderson. High snap over the head of the quarterback, fallen on by Henderson back inside the 25-yard line. Snap went over quarterback Bobby Fetter's head. It's going to be a 17-yard loss. Another high snap. And Fetter was looking for somewhere to go. Had nowhere to go. He dropped for loss of 5. That's going to be 4th and a ton.
Fourth down.
Okay. Latrobe will punt. Kick straight up in the air. Will come down to the 20, take an Indian bounce, and go out at the 16-yard line. On the range, it pours for the Wildcats. The Indians will have it at the Latrobe 16 with 3:46 to go here in the fourth quarter. Clock will start as soon as they set the sticks. Penn Hill's up 55-7.
Takes over the 16-yard line.
Indians will bring it this way. Blue inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. The Indians may have gotten away with a little bit of movement
Blue on the carry.
in the backfield.
Tackled by Kyle Brewer. First down.
So it'll be 1st and goal. Indians at the 5-yard line. Indians lose a handle on it, but they recover it. As Blue fell on it at the 12-yard line.
Blue recovers the Penn Hills fumble.
It's a 7-yard loss for the Indians. Clock will roll under 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 4. Franklin Regional 42-21 over Bethel Park. McKissick watching the play clock wind down. Low snap, picks up the snap off the turf. McKissick inside the 10, out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
McKissick on the keeper.
It'll be
Knocked out of bounds.
3rd and goal for the Indians at the 6-yard line. Penn Trafford up 42-0 over North Hills after 3. Clock under a minute and running. Donnie Blue, left side, tries to cut inside the 5, spins, and will be tackled at the 3-yard line, picks up 3.
Blue on the carry.
It'll be 4th and goal, Indians at the 3-yard line. Clock is at 35 seconds and running. See if the Indians run a play. I don't believe they will. Officials won't start the play clock until the game clock gets under 25, I believe, just to facilitate. And there it goes, 22 seconds to go. The play clock begins. And we're going to watch it. We'll watch this one wind down. And the final score will be Penn Hills 55, Latrobe 7.
Your final score, Penn Hills 55, Latrobe 7.
Indians went up early and often in this one.
Wpial.
Indians kicked off. Latrobe fumbled. The Indians
Attending tonight's playoff matchup.
got the break on the recovery at the 31-yard line. Took 2 plays. Tank Smith, a 21-yard run. Indians up 7-0. Later in the first quarter, Daquan Hardy, an 86-yard run. Indians up 14-0. Go to the second quarter. The Indians get the ball following a missed field goal attempt. Latrobe only down 14-0. Had a 19-play drive, which began at their own 26-yard line. They missed a short field goal. Indians took over at the 20. It took them 1 play. Tank Smith rumbled 80 yards. The second Smith carry of the game. Indians up 20-0. Smith 2 carries, 101 yards on the night and 2 touchdowns. Latrobe goes 3 and out. Hardy, a 73-yard punt return. The Indians up 27-0. And then before the half expires, about 2.5 minutes to go, Indy Parker, 1-yard run puts the Indians up 35-0. We get the running clock to start half number 2. Indians get the opening kickoff, and on third down, it was a first down play, the third play of the drive. Dante Cephas, a 42-yard reception from Mathis. Cephas was alone behind the defense. Indians up 41-0. William Steele on the following possession by Latrobe, a 35-yard interception return. Brandon Crosby put one out in the flat. Steele was there, picked it off, rumbled to 35 yards untouched. It was 47-0 Indians. Landon Cards cut the lead to 47-7 with a 9-yard run, and then Dante Pollard holding a 20-yard reception from Eddie McKissick. Close out the scoring final 55-7. Indians outscore the Wildcats 343-42 in this contest. 270 yards rushing, 73 yards passing for the Indians. 37 yards rushing, 5 yards passing for the Latrobe Wildcats. As I said, Tank Smith, 2 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hardy, 1 carry, 86 yards for a touchdown. Indy Parker, 5 carries, 38 yards and a touchdown. Donnie Blue, 5 for 25. Those were your top rushers for the Penn Hills Indians. A.J. Rock, 13 carries, 31 yards for Latrobe. Crosby had 13 carries, 13 yards for the Wildcats. Passing-wise, Braden Crosby, 2 of 8 for the Wildcats with 1 interception. Hollis Mathis was 1 of 2, 42 yards, and a touchdown. Eddie McKissick, 2 of 2, 31 yards, and a touchdown. On the near side of the field, the cheerleaders and football players stand in front of the band, and they sing the Penn Hills alma mater. So the Indians will move on its to an opponent and site to be determined. The Indians will take on the winner of the McKeesport Upper St. Clair contest, which is tied at 7 in quarter number 4. Down at McKeesport. So we'll have to watch the scoreboard to find out who we will be playing and where we will be playing. We're going to close it out here. Folks, stick around on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Tune in to Don Rebel on the scoreboard show coming up here shortly after a lot of these games end. This one ended early because of the running clock. But Don Rebel will have all the scores and highlights from games around the WPIAL here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'd like to thank the Trib Live for airing the Penn Hills Indian Sports Network here on the Trib Live Sports Network so we can get our games out to our fans around the globe. Again, the final score for Penn Hills Senior High School, Uhas McGinley Stadium. The Penn Hills Indians victorious. They beat the Latrobe Wildcats by a score of 55-7. I'm Bill Navari. I'd like to thank my cameraman, Bernard Mathis, tonight for all the great work he's done all season long. We'll see you next week. Where and who, we'll find out later. But that'll do it from here. You have been watching the WPIAL playoffs here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.